frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its mission, to explore strange new worlds, to discover new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hey everybody, how are you doing? I'm Kat Bailey, and today I'm going to be streaming Star Trek Judgment Rites, one of my favorite adventure games from the early 90s by Interplay. It is the sequel to Star Trek 25th Anniversary, and I am going to play all of it. Why am I not playing Star Trek 25th Anniversary, you ask? Well, the answer is that Star Trek Judgment Rites is the better game. I like Star Trek 25th Anniversary quite a bit, but Judgment Rites is infinitely more polished, and I think it's a better, tells a more coherent story overall, so I think it's a better subject for a long play, so let's get started. So, the way that it's broken up is that it's broken up across...
Captain's log, stardate 6223.8. We are en route to the glorious Pebble Scientific Academy, where we...
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the USS Alexander. We have returned from the future. In 8 days, the United Federation of Planets will be completely destroyed. A new...
He doesn't look... he looks like really messed up on the view screen, but he's saying it all so matter-of-factly. I think it's pretty funny.
My God.
One thing that you should know...
Captain's log supplemental. We have tracked the Alexander's course to Espoir Station, a scientific research facility in the Omega Maelstrom sector. We are about to set course for that system, hoping to discover the subject of its last ominous message.
So ominous. So one thing that you should know about Star Trek Judgment Rites is that William Shatner is really phoning this one on. But okay. Anyway, so this here is kind of a de facto DRM. Back in the day, this was in the manual, so you had to use this to navigate. If you go to the wrong place, you will die. But I think I know this one by heart, so let's give it a try. If not, then I'll just fight some Klingons or something.
Captain, an Elossi frigate is decloaking.
Good, I went to the right place. Oh, by the way, I really like that warp effect. It's really cool. By the way, if you are watching the stream, welcome. And I am just getting started on the first mission of Star Trek Judgment Rites, so let's keep going.
In addition to its cloaking capabilities, the ship is mounted with 3 forward-firing photon torpedo bays.
We are being hailed.
On screen.
This is Captain Bevander Zane of the Elossi frigate interdiction. You are no match for our new Storm-class frigates. We demand your immediate surrender.
Forget it. Give us 5 minutes to decide.
5 minutes for what? What kind of a fool do you take me for? Goodbye, Enterprise.
Alright, so we're gonna get into battle now.
Our weapons are locked. Disarming weapons. Arming weapon. Raising shields.
The battles are kind of the weakest part of this game, but luckily they're not...
Our weapons are locked.
They're not a huge part of the game, so it's not too big of a deal.
Target analysis.
In Star Trek Judgment Rites, the final mission is
Captain, they are fleeing.
Actually has you fighting 2 Elossi frigates and a like Starship Enterprise knockoff, and it is kind of ridiculously hard. So I don't that's another reason that I didn't pick Star Trek 25th Anniversary for this long play. Alright, so having done that...
Disarming weapons.
Lowering shields, Cap.
I can enter standard orbit.
We have engaged in a battle against the Alassi. I cannot help but wonder if there is a connection between them and the message that we have received from the Alexander.
Captain, you don't seriously expect us to believe that the Alassi could threaten the Federation?
Carrixian talking about, I have no mouth and I must scream the adventure game. It's funny that you mentioned that, given that Harlan Ellison was so heavily involved in Star Trek.
Those Cossacks couldn't threaten my grandmother.
Those Cossacks couldn't threaten my grandmother.
It does seem inconsistent with what we know.
The Alassi, by the way, are a creation from Star Trek 25th Anniversary. They're space pirates. They wanted an excuse to put space pirates in the game.
I'm still suspicious, Mr. Spock. Just call it human intuition.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the station manager.
All of those little animations were added in for the CD-ROM version of this game, because the original came out on floppy disk, in addition to the voice acting. And I actually really like the little animations. They've held up rather nicely over the years.
On screen.
Captain, I'm James Monroe, commander of Espoir Station. We witnessed your battle against the Alassi. They've bothered us a lot in the last few weeks. We're very grateful.
You mind if we come down and take a look at your station? Really? Then why haven't you filed reports with Starfleet?
We filed reports. We've received no communication from Starfleet in 2 weeks. We were wondering if someone wasn't jamming our transmissions. We're sending our coordinates. If you wish to discuss this in person, we'd be more than happy to receive you. Beam on down.
Also, I really like the animations that they have on the view screen, because in the original game they were much more basic, and the lips didn't move with the words, so you just see the lips kind of flapping, but they were not in time to the words, so it sounded like they were badly overdubbed, like they were in a bad anime or something. So this looks a little bit better. So let's beam down to Espoir Station and see what's going on. I love this too. This is great.
Greetings, Dr. Monroe. I'm Captain Kirk.
Oh, Mudron's commenting on the fact that Roddenberry supposedly banned space pirates from appearing on Star Trek. That is interesting, but I think Roddenberry was dead by this point, so anything went, including Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yes, it's been made clear who you are, Captain Kirk. Espoir Station is glad to meet you. In fact, we have something interesting to show you.
I kind of wonder how Roddenberry would have felt about the Maquis. I'm guessing that he wouldn't have liked people rebelling against the Federation, which was supposed to be perfect.
That may be why we're here. What the?
The modified tractor overload beam can be quite lethal, Captain. I suggest you surrender immediately, or we will crack your ship like an egg.
Why are you doing this? You won't get away with this. How can a loyal Federal... Why are you doing this?
Actually, Kirk, I'm the one pulling the strings.
What?
Bradell.
So, a little background is in order. He is the main villain from Star Trek 25th Anniversary, and I mean, by main villain, I mean he appears in the final mission only.
Jim, isn't he that maniac who wanted revenge on you and...
Right there. He's basically Khan-ish. He's super smart, cybernetically enhanced guy but he worked directly with the Federation rather than being a super soldier or whatever.
I am the one who headed the Verdane program to build our improved versions of your starships. And despite the setback caused by your interference, I survived.
I thought you were killed when your pathetic imitation of the Enterprise was destroyed.
Fortunately, a cloaked Alassi frigate transported me before my bridge was destroyed. Fortunate for one of us, that is.
You intend to destroy the entire Federation? Is that the only thing you ever think of, Bradell? Of course, Bradell. Even surrounded by your goons. You're still too much of a coward to face me in person.
It's sometimes funny to just pick the random option.
You intend to destroy the entire Federation?
Guards, put them in the brig and let them rot.
Welcome to Espoir, Captain Kirk. I've been asked to make certain your stay is uncomfortable. What did you do to Dr. Bradell anyway?
Here's a little bit of exposition for you.
11 years ago, as a lieutenant on the Farragut, I exposed his scheme to overthrow the Bardane Council. They dismissed him from their science council in disgrace. He's vowed revenge ever since.
That explains it. Never get involved in politics or get on the good doctor's bad side.
It doesn't sound like you care that much for Burdell.
This is interesting, by the way. This is actually DeForest Kelley's final appearance in any Star Trek related media as Dr. McCoy. So in that way, Star Trek Judgment Rites is kind of historic.
Well, he's never been interested in winning popularity contests. By the way, the name's Shem. Manao Shem.
So there are a few things that you can do here. You can pretend to be sick and have him come into the brig and then disable him. But this is Star Trek. You don't want to do that, so let's talk to him.
What's on your mind, Captain?
Dr. McCoy, he's very sick. You wouldn't happen to be related to Vakata Sheen by any chance?
Yes. He was my father.
Oh, the plot thickens.
How's he doing?
He's dead. He tried to betray the Bardane Starship program to the Federation and was executed 9 years ago.
Luckily, Manao Shem is okay with sharing his tortured family history with you.
I'm sorry to hear that. I knew him when I was on Bardane. He was a good man.
Obviously, someone felt differently. Since then, Dr. Burdell took me under his wing. I proved more able as a security officer than as a scientist.
Then you should know that Burdell is insane.
Probably a bad idea.
Why don't you try coming inside for a moment? Let's see how tough a security officer you are.
Well, Kirk, he is twice your size, so I wouldn't recommend that.
What do you think of your father's death?
How do you think I felt?
I called him my friend. He had the courage of his beliefs. It must have been difficult having people constantly saying, "Help us avenge his death." 10 years ago, he helped me expose him to the Bardane Council. He died because he was Burdell's enemy, not because he was a traitor. If I can expose Burdell's plans, then your father's name will be clear.
I have a duty, Captain. A responsibility to guard this station and its crew. If I do as you ask, I betray the man who killed my father, and also betray a lot of friends in station security who did nothing to him.
It's a difficult choice. Your friends are alive, and how does Burdell treat your friends?
You have a point.
Well, good.
I suppose I can let you go. I'll turn off the force field. Your weapons, communicators, and tricorders are stored in the lockers in this room. I'll try to convince security to turn against Burdell.
Yeah, Mudron mentioning how much more polished this game is than 25th Anniversary. I wouldn't go as far as saying that it looks like an episode of the animated series, but...
You remind me a lot of your father, Manao Sheen.
It adds a ridiculous amount.
Unfortunately, after this, I will remind everyone about my father.
It's amazing what a difference it makes when, like, their lips move in time with the dialogue.
I've opened the lockers. Try not to kill anybody. Some of these people are my friends, although I suppose I may as well start using the past tense. I'll follow after you've used the turbo lift.
Phasers taken. Tricorders and medkit taken. Communicators taken.
Okay, so lots to do, but the first thing I want to do is disable the shuttles, because I want to be able to capture Burdell, and if he doesn't, and if I don't disable the shuttles, he will come in and he will take the shuttle and escape, and I will lose points, because at the end of the mission you get commendation points, and one of the overarching goals of the game is to get the most number of commendation points that you can possibly get. So let's go to the docking bay.
Surrender or die?
Surrender. Or we'll phaser the airlock and we'll all go flying out together. Can I have 5 minutes to think about it?
Kirk always wants 5 minutes. Always 5 minutes.
We surrender.
This doesn't look like the right option, but this is in fact the right option.
Let's get their weapons.
But... oh, wait. Spock gotcha.
7 with 1 blow. An exaggeration, Doctor.
Kirk, you can put your hands down now. It's okay.
Come on, you two.
So, let's see.
I do not see the lock.
We'll do that.
I am unable to open. They require a retina scan.
Let me guess, Bradell's.
Dr. Bradell would seem to be exhibiting signs of the human emotion, paranoia.
That's an understatement.
Actually, I just want to be able to sabotage that.
Spock, remove the atmosphere. Spock, sabotage the system. Spock, remove...
The atmosphere has been... Magnetic locks are keeping the
Spock, sabotage...
The controls are no...
Spock, open Spock, sabotage the system. Spock,
The controls are no longer functioning.
Okay, Bradell can no longer escape, so we're good. So if he escapes, he'll be like, I don't know, he'll rally the Vardane against the Federation, but if you kill him, he will become a martyr. So the best thing you can do is bring him to trial. Alright, so we did that. Let's go here.
There they are! Get them! Fire!
This floor seems solid, but so barren.
Standard Starfleet.
No, I don't think that...
Oops. The interface can be a little clumsy. But luckily, I didn't... But
maybe this thing won't show up on a...
Oops, wrong one.
Maybe this thing won't show...
Oh, for God.
I hate...
Alright, so we're loose in the station. Let's go explore a little bit.
You're too late. I've set the computer on a continuous auto-diagnostic. You'll never be able to get it online.
Oh, Catron 42. I remember Star Trek Borg very well. I'd never played it though, but I was kind of fascinated by the premise, which had Q, I guess, helping you or something, and you get assimilated. It was an FMV adventure game, not much else to be said about it, but I can understand your misplaced nostalgia. I like Return to Zork back in the day.
I don't believe in the word never.
William Shatner, I don't believe in the word never.
The tricorder can tap into...
Let's play some chess.
Captain, the computer is locked into an infinite loop. It will continue playing the game until it defeats itself. I can interrupt the moves and input my own.
Try rook to queen's level 3. That will threaten its bishop. Try knight to king level. Try queen to queen's level 2. Try rook to try queen to queen's level 2.
I love how insane this option is.
Let's sacrifice our queen to take that knight.
Yes, let's sacrifice our queen to take a knight.
Try rook to queen's level 3.
An excellent move.
Now let's push a pawn on king's level. That will force it into a more stable position. Now move your other rook to support it on queen's level. We should be able to threaten the queen or the bishop.
It seemed to be expecting something else, Captain. Its queen is vulnerable.
Let's not be too hasty. Advancing the bishop to support the rook will give us a solid advantage on the board. Let's take the queen and see if it resigns. Let's confuse it with a sacrifice.
Yes, let's confuse the computer.
It might be interesting to trade queens. Let's take the queen and...
A superb game, Captain. You have mated it. The diagnostic cycle has ended.
Excellent, Spock.
The main memory unit will not accept my attempts to access. I will need to find a more friendly interface with enough memory to hold the information. Captain, I am connecting the science tricorder to the central computer. We can use it to tap into the computer now that the diagnostic cycle is finished. We might use Dr. McCoy's tricorder as well. Captain, I am connecting the medical tricorder to the central computer. Success, Captain. I have access to Bradell's Project Big Bang files and to the access code for his personal quarters.
Booyah! We are in We are in business. Let's go do some other things. Where does this door go?
Phasers on stun.
Oh yeah, maybe I should... Luckily, Dr. Monroe won't do anything to you.
How dare you come aboard this station and disturb our delicate work, you Starfleet brute!
And luckily the Vardane guards had their phasers on stun and they weren't just gonna do...
That's even worse than the damn transporter.
And weren't, say, going to kill me.
Don't hurt me! Please! And could someone do something for my allergies?
Sure, I guess.
Hold still. That should help. And try to calm down. We're the good guys.
I love how random that is. But on the other hand, there is a good reason to do it.
Thank you for helping me with my allergies. I guess not all Federation people are bad.
Well, we normally like to think of ourselves as humanitarians.
Unfortunately, that is not what Dr. Burdell tells most Vardane. Anyway, I guess I should get rid of that creeper.
So we got another Vardane on our side. Just cure some allergies and they'll do whatever you want. Alright, so if we try to go into the transporter room, there's gas. So we need a filter. And the security room is locked. So time to go to the other side now. Oh, what is this?
The filter is bulky but portable.
Voila, filter.
I've heard about these. Let's try.
It's a keyboard synthesizer thing.
Ow! Sorry, Bones. I must have hit the key that stimulates the pain center.
I want one of those. That'd be great. I could use it against my enemies. Alright, so got that. Got a filter. And...
Rather cramped living quarters. Only a small step up from Klingon ships.
I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. Especially given that most people sleeping on a station would be sleeping on these little bunks.
No wonder the Klingons have such a bad temper.
But on the Enterprise, they live in, like, luxury, even the original Enterprise. Everybody gets their own quarters.
We'd better be quiet. There's a gentleman on the bed who might quarrel with us if we wake him up.
When I was in Hawaii not too long ago, I went aboard this battleship Missouri, and the only people who got quarters were officers. And even those were a lot smaller than this. But of course, you got bunks, so...
The dummies are not easy to carry, but you manage.
I put them in my pocket. The heck is this?
Nothing unusual about that.
Hey, stop that rat!
Oh, sorry.
Whoops. I forgot, that's like the food processor or something.
He looks sick enough that we don't need... No, I don't think that...
Luckily, he's not going to do anything.
I'd need to get him to the ship to be sure, but I'd say he needs a lot of rest in his custom.
Go back to sleep.
This will keep him unconscious. I can't cure him with a med kit. His infection is not easily treatable.
Oh, okay, so he's sick. So I think I just lost some points by doing that, but... C'est la vie. Okay, that's Burdell's quarters. I want to do that last. Ah, yes, the monster. So, you want to let... I'm going to have to let him out, but I have to do that in the security room. And I have to be careful because he can eat me. And I don't want to be eaten. It would suck. Alright, so let's go and beam into the security room now.
Jim, what's that smell? Wanaka gas. A knockout gas with an extremely long effect. We have mere seconds to neutralize it or get out of here. is being purified almost immediately. Ah, good old starbase filtered air. So dry it makes me want to drink a glass of water every 5 minutes.
I'm sure we can transport you into water if you really want some.
Damn transporters. If man were meant to fly around the universe, God would have allowed him to disassemble his own molecules.
Wando25 is making comments about how strange this game is. I'd love to know what's so strange about it, aside from the fact that I'm carrying some dummies in my pocket or something. But there's a good reason for carrying those dummies in my pocket.
We are ready to transport the dummies, Captain. That should prove an adequate distraction for us to get into security.
A little bit, not exactly what I would call intuitive, but whatever.
At least we have a chance now. Captain, all areas of the ship except Riddell's quarters are accessible by transport. We have access without transport to all areas except security.
The dummies should provide a convincing decoy during transport and give us the edge we need. Set transport coordinates for security.
Poor McCoy gets stunned every time. He's so bad at this.
I have deactivated the communications tracking systems, Captain. Damn it, I'm a doctor, not a target.
Oh, right. If you try to use your communicator, like guards would beam in.
I have lowered the force fields in the special project room.
I give you credit, Arthur. You show extraordinary guile. Well played, Captain.
I'm not playing games. I'm trying to prevent Riddell from destroying the Federation.
I trust you have evidence to back this claim.
If I presented evidence, would you help me stop him?
Is there any reason why I should?
Do you want to see 100 billion people die? Do you want to see the survivors of the Federation destroy Vardain?
Mudron commenting how nice it is to hear McCoy's name, or Leonard DeForest Kelly's voice again, even if it's complaining about Starbase Air. I agree.
Not particularly. And Riddell has not treated us with the honor that the soldier class of Vardain demands. If this action threatens Vardain, our class code demands that we help you.
The Vardain fit right into Star Trek. Look completely human, but in reality they're aliens who are bioengineered or something.
I'll try to provide that evidence.
I can't stop you right now. If you return here and present evidence of your claim, I will look at it. Until you can prove claim, Kirk, my men will hunt you down like animals.
Well, we'll let you go for now. Even though we have, well, I guess they have phasers down here, so... Victory music!
I have copies of Riddell's files taken from the main computer. I believe you will find them to be authentic and of extreme interest.
The date on these files in the security code is from before you boarded. It appears you are telling the truth. This action will have consequences that are not in the best interest of the Vardain. I have no choice but to help you.
Alright, we got the security chief on our side, so now we want to go back to special projects and get the last of what we need. But wait, there's a monster there, so what we're gonna save a game really quickly. I just want to show you something cool.
Jim, look out!
Oh, I'm gonna stun it. That'll work.
Fascinating.
Oh, wait.
Riddell has made it resistant to tissue disruption.
Well, that was a bad idea. And Earth goes full Alderaan. I like that it loops straight back to the beginning.
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner.
Alright, so let's reload. That was fun. Well, that was really fun. Anyway, so let's go take care of that monster. By the way, is that the sound from Doom?
Jim,
I feel like it is. If you wait too long, poor monster. He just wanted to be a monster. He had nothing. He wasn't gonna hurt me much. Not his fault he was genetically enhanced for no good reason.
Captain, I have deactivated the tractor beam. The Enterprise is now free. This is the control for the special...
Funny that the tractor beam was in special projects. Well, I guess it's a special weapon, so special projects. Alright, so...
Save new game.
Bart, so that just leaves Bradell, who is in here. So we're all saved. No, not McCoy.
Here is the code, Captain.
Well, it appears all of those misspent years playing chess have finally been put to good use, Mr. Spock. We can now enter Bradell's quarters.
Misspent years, Captain?
Definitely, Spock. You could have been spending time studying or playing baseball with family and friends.
Vulcans do not play baseball, Doctor.
That's a lie.
Nor do many humans in this century.
Let's go. I want to have a few words with my old friend, Dr. Bradell.
Somebody needs to show Spock that one episode of DS9 where they play baseball with Vulcans. Of course, this game was made a few years before that, and I think it was even a couple years before... No, it would have come out the year that DS9 started, but still. Somebody needs to show Spock that episode. It's been a few hundred years since it aired by this time.
So, you managed to elude our security. I'll have their heads.
It's over, Bradell. Surrender peacefully, and we'll guarantee you a fair trial.
I will not submit to a trial by a tribunal of chattering apes.
That's racist.
We are the Vardane. Lesser species have no right to judge us.
Your experiment is over, Bradell. Morality, you don't honestly think you can defy the... Your experiment is over, Bradell.
Tell me, Kirk, do you like this place? I prefer to surround myself with beautiful things. The past is the best guide into the future. And it was the future, was it not, that brought us both to gravity's end? I agree that it's time to end it, Kirk.
If you're not careful, he will totally nuke you. He does keep his phaser on kill. Love the dartboard, by the way.
The offending dartboard is removed, revealing a set of controls.
I'll read it. According to this book, Bradell's secret code is 2162.
I'll save you the trouble. That's actually a fake code. But the real code is encoded.
You pick up Bradell's journal, and a bookmark falls out.
By the way, I love that everything is narrated.
This is unusual, Captain. I would not have expected a man like Bradell to rely on a paper record.
Who knows, Spock?
Who knows? But, oh wait!
Captain, there's a number coded in base 64. The number is 2188. I will need the correct code, Captain.
We've seen two possible codes, Mr. Spock. 2162, 2188.
I have activated the code circuit. There appears to be fail-safe backup in the central control that needs to be deactivated.
I forgot that I had to go to central control. Oh well. That'll take care of it, probably.
I am disabling their weapons control. I am disabling their communications network. I am disabling their backups.
Okay, I think I've disabled the failsafe. Seems like one extra step that doesn't actually need to be there, but whatever. And Bradel's gone, but there's nowhere he could have gone because I closed down the shuttle.
I will need the correct code.
We've seen 216218.
I have activated the code circuit. The proto-event weapon is decloaking. I have also managed to deactivate the station's shields and have a clear communications channel to the Enterprise.
Broadcast the coordinates, Mr. Spock. Have the Enterprise destroy that weapon.
The coordinates have been sent.
Scotty, 3 to beam up.
And with that, Star Trek 25th Anniversary is wrapped up.
That has to be one of the most welcome explosions that anyone will ever see.
There is turmoil on the Vardane Council, Captain. The members who supported Bradel's anti-Federation policies have been forced to resign. I expect improved relations between the Federation and Vardane.
That's good to hear. Though history shows that suppressed movements like Bradel's have a habit of resurfacing at inconvenient moments.
And Bradel is now a Federation prisoner. I hope this will not prove to be a rallying point for those Vardane who hate the Federation.
The Vardane are like the Quebecois. They want to be free from the Federation. The Federation is Canada, of course.
I've received word that Mr. Shem's application to enter Starfleet Academy has been accepted. He should make a fine officer one day.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the USS Alexander.
What?
The Alexander?
Temporal paradoxes are most fascinating, aren't they, Mr. Spock?
Are you attempting to annoy me, Doctor?
On screen.
Luke Rayner here. I know we've never met.
So handsome.
Yes.
Love the hair, too.
We got your signal, and Starfleet has asked us to assist in cleaning up your operation.
It's good to have you with us. Better than you could possibly guess.
I don't understand, Captain.
It's a long story. Come aboard, and I'll tell it to you.
You died in a horrible explosion as the Federation I watched your final moments. You screamed like a baby.
I've reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure. Kane out.
Oh, I guess I didn't lose points after all. Hooray! Goodbye, Espoir Station. On to the next adventure. Hey, that's also a Constitution-class starship. Next mission.
Aye, Captain, I'm looking forward to taking leave on Nova Atar. The museum there is supposed to be quite excellent. Lots of antique and one-of-a-kind machinery.
Wando making comments that Leonard Nimoy is no longer with us. Indeed, rest in peace, Leonard Nimoy. So sad.
Commander, are you certain it's not the Kazakhstanian cognac you're looking forward to?
See, he's Russian, so he likes to drink.
Do they make that there, laddie? I don't know.
Oh, it's Scottish. Sorry. I was thinking of Chekhov for some reason.
Why, Mr. Scott, I'm surprised at you, not knowing the location of a famous distillery.
We invented that brandy, you know.
There we go.
Right.
Of course you did.
Okay, in all seriousness, I do like the banter in this game. It's a little clumsy at times, but it is reminiscent of the original Star Trek, and it's so good to hear those original voices.
No, really. We did.
We did. It's even spelled deed.
No one would ever doubt you, Ensign, however...
Nuclear vessels.
Sorry to interrupt, Captain, but we have an emergency call from the science vessel Demeter. She's in orbit around Balkos 3.
On screen.
Captain Kirk, good to see you're in the area.
You have an emergency, Commander Gelman?
Well, I'm not sure, actually. Maybe more of a case of better safe than sorry. We're orbiting Balkos 3 to study the Balkosi, a race of people just entering their own Stone Age.
We've only been here 2 days. Already we've found some unusual data. But just a few minutes ago, during the deep geologic probing phase, we were suddenly scanned.
Scanned? I thought the Volcosi were just developing.
They are, Captain. And there haven't been any indications of old civilizations until now. The scan was also of extreme power. Following that, we detected a power source coming online. We'll send the coordinates along with all the other information we've gathered. I was a little concerned that we triggered an old defense mechanism. With the amount of information it pulled in its scan, we'd be an easy target. I've moved the Demeter to a higher orbit on the far side of the planet.
Quite reasonable, Commander. We're on our way.
Thank you, Captain.
Kirk out.
Alright, before I go, I want to show...
Save, new game, replace, delete, cancel, save, replace.
Before we go, I'm going to show us what happens when you go to the wrong planet. So I'm just going to go back to Espoir Station really quickly.
We're off course, Captain.
Instruments indicate that we have crossed the Romulan neutral zone.
Trouble, Captain. Romulans materializing off the port bow.
Damage control standing by, sir.
Message from the Romulan commander, Captain.
On screen.
Enterprise, you are in violation of Romulan space. My orders are specific. Unauthorized Federation vessels.
That's the image that they used from Star Trek 25th Anniversary. They didn't bother to update the DRM image.
Arming weapons.
Raising shields.
Our weapons are locked, Captain.
Target analysis on.
Yes, Captain.
The annoying thing about Romulans is that they cloak, so it makes it a little harder to track them. There's only one, so I should be able to beat them. If you look really closely, you can actually see kind of the image. Come on, uncloak. There you go.
Our weapons are locked. Yes, Captain.
Whoa. Anyway, oh.
Our weapons are locked.
Anyway, you get the idea. I just wanted to show that. Let's see. Cat. Alright. So, let's go to where we were going, which should be Balcos 3. I'm just looking at the little map right now. That's number 19, and it is right here. Luckily we have smartphones now, so we don't need the actual manual.
Approaching Balcos 3, Captain.
Entering standard orbit.
God, I loved these animations when I was like 13.
Spock, come with me. Scotty, you have the con. Lieutenant, ask Dr. McCoy to meet us in the transporter room.
Yes, Captain?
What the devil was that? An attack?
While I cannot guarantee a lack of physical change, Doctor, we seem to be unharmed. I therefore conclude we have been scanned.
Captain, are you all right? Sensors detected a burst of power followed by some sort of powerful transmission.
According to Spock, we're in perfect health, Scotty.
According to Spock?
Never mind, Mr. Scott. Can you track the transmission to its destination?
I'll give it a try, Captain, but it's like nothing I've ever seen before.
It never is, Mr. Scott. It never is. Kirk out.
I guess you were right, Spock. Here I thought we were dead for a second.
Doctor, that would have made conversation quite difficult.
Swing.
I was making a joke, Spock.
Were you, Doctor?
Gentlemen, I believe we have some business at hand.
So it's been a while since I played this mission, so it'll be interesting if I can remember the puzzles. So let's see. There's this thing.
It is an unknown piece of equipment inside an energy field.
Very good. I'm glad your tricorder told you that.
The energy field around this scanning device prevents a detailed examination.
Anyway, to go out for a while, you have to mess around with the door things.
Quite simple, considering the appearance of the other machinery here. All that was needed was a power interrupt. The doors will only stay closed while power is on. Interesting.
Let's so see what is going on Outpost 3.
I really should learn how you...
Comments that Scotty looks like a svelte Chief O'Brien. I think Scotty looks... yeah, I can totally see that. And also McCoy looks really weird. Does he look like the normal McCoy? Like his face is just different to me.
Why'd I even bother, Spock? You wouldn't tell me if anything was wrong, and it's unlikely I'd know what to do with you anyway.
Ask yourself, Doctor, does the latter cause the former?
Will you two stop?
Captain, the controls are locked out. There is no way to change their settings. Captain, this is the life support control unit. Captain, given the nature of the electronics inside, I can deduce that it is a synthesizer replicator unit. I do not notice any ill effects.
That's a good thing, too. Let's see.
Surge. It's interfering with sensors and we might have some trouble locking onto you.
Well, if we intend on taking our shore leave with the rest of the crew, we'd better find out what's causing that power surge.
Nom 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 nom, says the caveman.
Nothing unusual about...
I'll try to stun him when he goes to...
Oh, dang it.
Internal structure hidden by force field.
So let's see. I am waiting for... Come on. There we go. Need to stun the little man. I suppose I could kill him, but that would be kind of mean.
I'll try to stun him when he goes to eat. I'll try to stun him when he...
Yes, that was kind of mean. Let's scan him.
Even though unconscious, the Balcosian system is still operating at a much higher than normal rate. Jim, I'd like to take him to the medical examination room next door. I want to know what that gas is doing to him.
Not a bad idea, Bones.
My God, look at these readings. Everything's elevated. Small wonder that the Belcosi are in turmoil. Every aggression-related hormone in this guy's body is working overtime.
What's causing it, Bones?
That little hiss of air was loaded with pheromones, Jim. The creature inhaled them and immediately went into overload.
This must happen at random intervals when they collect the food.
I hate to sound like Spock, but there's more, and it's pretty fascinating. Also horrifying. The pheromone is perfectly tuned to the Belcosian physiology. It's like somebody genetically engineered both.
Didn't the Demeter report say there weren't enough records showing the Belcosian presence on the planet? Could they have been put here on purpose?
It is possible we have stumbled in on an experiment, Captain.
With the subjects being treated like rats, it's criminal, Jim. These can be thinking beings.
I'm not certain it is the Belcosi that are the subjects, Bone. I think it is us.
Interesting hypothesis, Captain. What is your supporting data?
It's the way all of this is set up, Spock. I can't put my finger on it, but it just feels so set up. We keep finding out just enough to make choices.
God, that was so William Shatner.
The real question is who? Who's doing this to us?
Who is doing this to us?
And to what purpose, Captain? Why?
Why indeed, Spock. Why indeed.
I don't think so.
They all look the same from the back. Yeah, okay, no.
Although the doorway does lead up to the surface, there is little air exchange with the surface.
Maybe I don't want to go there after all. Whoops. Okay. I don't... Oh my god.
Although the doorway...
I'm not good with maps. I have a hard time keeping an internal map of this place in my head. I need to draw a hex grid.
I do not see the logic.
That makes sense given that it came from the early 90s. The thing I like about Star Trek Judgment Rites, by the way, is that it is just enough that it looks nostalgic, but it's totally believable that it's more in line with later Star Trek, so the stuff, it's not quite as cheesy, which I enjoy. Alright, so let's keep going.
This device transforms its internal energy into useful quantities for other portable devices. The transfer takes place at the small outlet junction located near the center of the unit.
So what is that in English, you pointed-eared confusion factory?
Well, that's a new one. Confusion factory. I like it.
In English, it remains exactly as I said. However, for those unskilled in the language, this is a battery charger.
For once, why can't you just come up with a simple explanation first?
It's not always necessary, Doctor. You are not always around.
Jeez, God, the passive aggressiveness between these two today.
What is it with you two? You're like children. I'm getting tired of it. Why am I snapping at you?
Alright, all of their hormones are super uppity. They're like teen boys. I'm trying to remember the episode where they fight the giant carrot. There was a reference apparently that Star Trek, they fought a giant carrot in season 2. Could you remember which episode? Remind me which episode that is, because I don't remember it. Alright, so we got stuff to pick up.
Spock, what do you make of these?
This appears to be a set of interface cables.
Some RGB cables so that we can hook a PlayStation 2 up to one of these. Look, and you also have a monitor.
Spock, what kind of interface?
A bridge unit for use between function control and display circuitry, Captain. It could be helpful to have.
Spock, what do you make of the screen?
This is a computer display module, Captain.
Spock, any idea what this...
Cube contains control circuit.
Spock, is that a switch?
Yes, a fairly simple... Captain, these items appear to be configured to produce a small energy field of some sort. They do not appear to be powered at this time.
Why don't you see what you can do with them, Spock?
That would seem to be a logical thing to do. The bin contains small plastic discs, Captain. The plastic is essentially inert in this form. However, if placed under pressure, it will become a superconductor capable of storing significant energy compared to its size. It will break down over time. That is why it is common...
Probably should hang on to a few, don't you think?
A logical choice.
I assume that those noises are supposed to be him producing those little discs or whatever. Alright, so we got a bunch of stuff. Let's see what this does.
This is a very specialized pressure device, Captain. The badge will go into one hopper and be combined under pressure with another item.
Well, I think it looks like a button maker. Can it make me a badge that says if man was meant to transport, his atoms would already be scattered?
Possibly, Doctor. But after pressure application, it would be unlikely you would be capable of reading much.
You're not a lot of fun, Spock.
I did not realize that was part of my job requirement, Doctor. Is it part of yours?
At times like this, yes.
The badges have been placed into the hopper, Captain. I fail to see the relevance. The batteries have been placed...
No, I don't think that... No, I don't think that's... No, I don't think that's necessary.
Since we know this is a high-pressure device... What is... There is a chemical change due to the pressure. That is simply a small amount of outgassing by the plastic, Doctor.
It's the early 90s, so that means that we get to do tons of item combining. Wouldn't be an early 90s adventure game without item combination.
The badges change color.
I believe the units are now fully operational.
Hopefully these badges will help us with some of these force fields. We should each keep one of them with us while we're here.
And hooray, Spock doesn't have to open doors anymore. Alright. Is there anything else? There's something else I need to do. Alright, yes. That's been taken down, so now I can do the little interface.
The computer is now functional. Fascinating. There's only a limited amount of control available on this console. I believe there are other functions it controls, but these functions cannot be accessed.
I'm not sure I understand, Spock.
Nor I, Captain. What purpose would be served by limiting access?
What purpose indeed? Bones, any ideas?
Why are you asking me? Is this some kind of pop quiz?
Why do I even bring you with us, Bones?
Two other things, Captain. There is a reference in the limited readout which leads me to believe there are other complexes on the planet somehow connected with this one. Location and function are not specified or available.
I will say that they probably should have just left McCoy on the ship. But then again, he did scan the little caveman, so it worked out in that way.
That's only one, Spock.
True, Captain. I was just waiting to see if you had any comments.
I would have brought down Scotty, for example. He might have been able to do some things.
Not that I'd like to share at this moment, Mr. Spock, please.
There is one other repair that is possible. One device can be controlled from this console if its command circuit is replaced. I will not be able to determine what device that is until the replacement circuit is installed.
Save new, replace previous.
It is now possible for me to shut down a force field at some other location. I do not know where or what the force field protects.
Yes, I'm getting tired of force fields. One less will be a pleasure no matter what it does. No, let's look around a bit more first. Yes, I'm getting tired.
Captain, my attempt to turn off the force field has triggered some sort of computer activity. It is requesting that I allow some sort of display to occur on the screen. Shall I allow it?
I don't know if that's a good idea. By all means, Spock. Curiosity may kill cats, but I'm hoping humans will fare a little better. I don't know. By all means.
That's comforting, Jim.
Oh god, the logic puzzle. Ugh. Crap. I hate these. I don't know, 3 diamonds right here. Oh, did I get it right?
It appears we have chosen correctly,
Woo!
Captain. The controls indicate that
was
the force
totally a
field
guess.
has been dropped.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's No, I don't think that's No, I don't think that's
Alright, I think we're almost done. I think there's just one more thing that needs to be done. Maybe 2? Yeah, I think I have to hook stuff to this thing.
No, I don't think that's
Captain, there's a small display active. It appears that this device is a memory unit, an archive. Most amazing. The information is in volatile memory. If power were lost to this device, all information contained within would be lost. An odd way to create an archive.
What is in the archive?
The displays indicate it contains a vast amount of data on 3-dimensional projection. Circuitry diagrams, equipment construction techniques. Essentially, everything needed to project lifelike images in great detail inside of a structure. Starfleet does not have this level of technology. This would be a major find for the Federation.
So basically, this is the key to the holodeck right here.
Then I'd think that gathering that data would be a very good thing to do, Mr. Spock.
No, Captain Kirk. Don't you understand that if you do that, holograms will be able to run rampant across the Federation? You don't know what you're doing.
Very well, Captain. Captain, the display indicates that the best view of the projection will be from the south side of the room.
Well, gentlemen?
Anyone got popcorn?
Bones.
Seven Pains, yeah, they're all voiced by their original actors.
Captain, I'm not responsible for that occurrence. However, I did discover that accessing the memory will not only trigger the shutdown of this unit, it will also send a signal to another device, most likely one somewhere in this complex. Damaging the unit will also initiate shutdown and signal transmission.
There's no way around it?
None, Captain.
What is this, some kind of idiotic test? Don't fool with that, Spock. You'll poison this planet and make these inhabitants permanently aggressive.
Doctor, you do not know for certain that whoever placed the Balcosi here did not intend for that to happen. The aggressiveness may be what they need to develop further. And the information in the archive is a reward for sending the Balcosi into the next stage of their development.
You just want to get your Vulcan fingers on that precious scientific information. More like 30 pieces of silver for condemning the Balcosi to the lives of violence. Jim, you can't let this unfeeling monster do this to the Balcosi.
Do you wish me to continue attempting to access the archive, Captain?
Yes, Spock. That information... Let's hold off until we get a little more... Yes, Spock. Let's hold off until we get...
I haven't used all of my items yet, so I think there's one more thing I need to do.
No, I don't think that...
A sensor device, quite sensitive. This system detected the geological scan from the Demeter.
Then why not scan the Demeter?
That would have certainly alerted the ship to the presence of this equipment. I am fairly certain it is a transmitter of some type, Captain. While the construction and circuitry are totally unfamiliar to me, I do notice a lack of signal focusing, or the ability to go omnidirectional or any other similar change. However, the system is slaved to track to a general sector of the galaxy. Information is passed following a random signal pattern with the lead pulse.
English, Spock, please.
That was English, Captain. To rephrase, the signal is permanently directed to one area of the galaxy, an area I believe the Federation has yet to explore. The signal beam is not tight enough to fix an exact planet or even a specific system. These settings cannot be changed.
Then this is a sort of monitoring system only?
Quite possibly. Furthermore, the signal frequency is 0.00052 angstroms, and the transmissions are coded. Captain, unless someone was looking for this signal in particular, chances are it would be dismissed as background radiation.
You learned all that by just playing with the console on a machine you've never seen before?
I am the science officer, Doctor, and a Vulcan. As I assumed earlier, this is a scanning device. The architecture is quite interesting and quite elegant. Captain, whoever constructed this is probably more technologically advanced than we are.
And taller. Look at how high the console is.
Good observation, Bones.
I knew there was a reason that I brought you down here, Bones.
Thank you, Jim.
But not necessarily correct. It is logical to assume they do work at a higher level, however.
Are you trying to say their hands come out of their head, Spock?
I am not assuming they have hands, Doctor. This generator may be providing power
There
for
we
more
go.
than just this complex.
I knew there was something else I had to do.
It is broadcasting power, which is causing the interference in communications with the Enterprise. I cannot tell for certain if there are receiving units for this power, because some of the readout circuits are damaged. Fascinating.
What is fascinating this time, Spock? I doubt it's fascinating to either Bones or myself, but I'm sure that won't stop you.
Jeez, God, I love how passive-aggressive. They should just call this episode bitchy.
What is fascinating this time, Spock?
You tell him, Jim. I'm getting sick of this alien smarter-than-thou attitude.
If either of you had an ounce of logic, you would be more prepared to listen to my information, and possibly even understand it.
Bordering on insubordination, aren't we, Mr. Spock?
I always knew that no emotion garbage was just a cover. He thinks he should be in charge.
Mr. Spock, I'll have those findings from you right now.
Captain, it appears the circuit was deliberately damaged. This would only be possible if the force field were down. Who would damage their own machinery? And for what purpose?
More and more curious, Mr. Spock.
Also, Captain, I am able to determine that if power is interrupted rather than shut down from the console, it will send a signal to the discharge unit and release the bacteria into the atmosphere.
Save, replace.
I fail to see the... This item will not affect the repair this unit needs. The readout is now fully functional. There are other locations on this planet receiving power from this generator. Most peculiar, the locations of these units are not in the database.
Star Trek, when in doubt, try a bunch of stuff on it.
And you think they should be?
It would be logical, Captain. But removing the circuit that controls the on and off functions of this device would also be illogical.
Are you trying to tell me that's what happened here?
Exactly, Captain. Until that repair is made, it would be impossible to execute a proper shutdown procedure. The repair is complete, Captain. It would now be possible to safely shut this machine down. However, doing so would certainly affect all the other equipment in this complex.
Alright, I think it's time to shut this thing all down.
Captain, accessing the archive will cause transmission of the signal from this unit to the other device. Do you wish me to continue?
Yes, Spock. That information could be...
I have the data, Captain. The archive is now empty.
I'm not happy about this, Jim. I think we're...
Spock may have had a...
Oops.
This might have been the plan all along.
Captain, the energy field has dropped enough.
Kirk to Enterprise. Captain. And yours, Scotty.
I think I did something wrong. Dang it.
Chekhov, set phasers on widest possible setting. We need to sterilize the atmosphere near that complex. We must wipe out that bacteria.
Aye, Captain.
Captain, as we surmised on the planet, there are more bacteria-producing locations. Sensors indicate several similar geysers of material being ejected into the atmosphere from various locations on the planet. My calculations are that we cannot destroy enough of the bacteria to stop it from invading the ecosystem. Captain, the Balkosi will be permanently subjected to the pheromone.
Jim, I've gone over the report. You have doomed the Balkosi to violent behavior and cut their food supply to boot. Jim, with all your years of service, you should know that no information, no matter how revolutionary, is worth condemning an entire civilization. Maybe you and your crew have been together a bit too long. I expect better things from you, Captain. You are hereby ordered to return to Starbase 42 for re-evaluation of your fitness for command. Mr. Spock, you are now in command, until you receive further orders.
Load a previously saved game.
Well, okay. Good thing I saved. There was something else that I had to do.
No, I don't think...
Let's see.
readout is now...
And you think they should...
It would be...
Are you trying to tell...
Exactly. The repair is complete, Captain. It would... Captain, do you wish me to start the shutdown sequence on the generator?
Let's hold off. Shut it down, Spock.
What the devil is that?
Captain, that energy shield is down. We now have you on sensors, and there's a lot of other life forms approaching you.
You started this, Jim. What are you going to do now? Shoot them all?
We can start by getting away from that door. Scotty, get us out of here.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Jim, I've gone over the report. Not only didn't you get information valuable to the Federation, but you also doomed the Balcos.
Load of previously saved.
Jeez, I'm just not having a good day as Captain Kirk, am I?
The readout...
And you think...
It would be...
Are you trying to...
Exactly. The repair is...
No, I don't think that's...
Captain, do you wish me to start...
Let's hold off. Shut it down. Let's hold...
I fail to see what...
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay, so I need to install a switch somewhere. Probably on the generator?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
On the thingy? One of the alien things? When in doubt, use the item on the thing.
No, I don't think that's... No, I don't think that... No, I don't think that...
I don't know what... I guess that room doesn't have any particular purpose.
Captain, the remaining force field is... Captain, there are no...
Spock, see what you can do with...
Captain, there is no way to interface this. This machine seems to be controlling the manufacturing units.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Captain, accessing the archive will cause...
Yes, Spock, let's hold off.
Captain, do you wish me to...
Let's hold off on that for now, Spock.
Where do I put the switch? God dang it. Oh, okay. I need to go back to the hospital. Yes, I am cheating a bit and using a walkthrough for the stuff that I don't remember, which makes me a bad person. Right. That had the life support thingy. Okay.
Assuming the appropriate signal is received, this unit can be shut down safely.
There we go. Okay, now I think I can shut everything down.
Captain, do you wish me to...
Let's hold off on that for now.
Save, replay, delete, recap, save, replace.
Captain, accessing the archive will cause transmission of the signal from this unit.
Yes, Spock. Let's hold off until...
Captain, do you wish me...
Let's hold off. Shut it down, Spock.
Well, that ends that threat. Balcosi can rest peacefully tonight and from now on.
I feel like Dr. McCoy was here mostly to be the moral arbiter.
It is still a trying time in the development, Doctor.
Think of it as an adventure, Spock. Scotty, 3 to beam up.
An adventure beyond the stars. Fun fact,
Captain, the power source has completed its shutdown cycle. There is no trace of the bacteria or pheromone in the atmosphere. It would appear the Balcosi are free to choose their own future.
Fun fact, that's actually my least favorite episode of Star Trek Judgment Rites. I had forgotten about the damn badge thing.
Good to hear, Spock. I know losing a find like that archive has to hurt.
But it's an interesting Star Trek story, so I'll give it that.
That would be an emotional response.
One thing that I like about Star Trek Judgment Rites versus 25th Anniversary is, like, 25th Anniversary is pretty much, it's a very violent game when compared to this game. This game feels more Star Trek. And it's not something that you get out of a game, a Star Trek game very often. Usually the games are pretty action-oriented. But one of the benefits of an adventure game is that you can tell more of a pure story.
Of course it would. How silly of me.
Captain, there are 2 signals being broadcast from the planet. The first is another burst following the same path as the original broadcast. The other signal emanates from nearby the first. It's aimed at us, Captain.
Spooky.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Interesting report, Jim. I think you were right to release the Balcosi from outside influence. Too bad you couldn't retrieve the archive. No one at Starfleet has any idea who is behind all this, or what the testing message was all about. Keep us informed as you find out more. I've got confidence in you, Jim.
I've reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure. Kane out.
It was a perfect mission even though I didn't get the archive, but at least I didn't make them basically horny teenagers for the rest of their lives. The Balcosi, that is. Alright, let's get out of here. Goodbye, Pink Planet. Yeah, that could be a pleasant planet to live on.
Captain's log, stardate 6236.5. Following our mission to Balcos, the Enterprise is proceeding to Omega Corvus to probe radiation clouds. We are expecting an uneventful mission.
But wait!
Message from Starfleet Command.
On screen.
This is a Code 2 emergency, Captain. 3 Federation ships have vanished in the Delphi system within the last month. 3 days ago, we lost contact with the USS Zimbabwe. You are to go to the Delphi system and find out what's happened to our ships. Starfleet out.
But we'll have to wait until the next episode
Save
to find.
Game. Replace previous.
We'll have to wait until the next episode to find out what exactly was happening to those ships in the Delphi system. So until then, thanks for dropping by and watching me play some Star Trek Judgment Rites. I will continue the stream on Thursday. I will be posting the archive version of this on YouTube over on USgamer.net. And, you know, you should listen to Acts of the Blood God and From Us to You and the rest of our podcasts. And, of course, if you like our stream, you should hit that little heart down in the bottom right corner underneath your stream. And it will let you know when we are going to be online for streaming. But until then, I've been Cap Bailey, and thanks for joining us. I'll see you next time.